We go to the mayor's house. We follow after Damek and embark on what seems like an endless journey. An endless journey, right. However, after an hour or so of walking, we end up in a residential area. The buildings here are built beautifully, very different from before.
Wow, this place looks incredible. My town square was a little bit off. Not the best first impression, if you ask me.
It's a sign of wealth to live far away from the markets. Only those who work live near the town square. Once you've got it made, you move out here.
And with that, he says people who live in a city are poor, and people who live in the suburbs or outside are wealthy. It's a lie, by the way, but I like the mindset.
That is, of course, unless you're important to Mazeo. Grizz gets to live here free of charge for his services. That offer even extends to Lilith, his assistant.
Nice! Where can I sign up? Imagine you can live in a wonderful home and pay no rent. Okay, some people don't understand this because they live in a house.
You mean like our elder back in Valinor?
Yeah, exactly, so make sure to be careful. In this district, pretty much everyone is royalty. Or at least they expect to be treated that way.
I'm special.
Alright, thanks for the advice, Dominic.
Shut up, Karen. She moves to the back of the group, almost like she's worried. We continue to walk, but not for much longer. Damek stops us in his track.
To your right, Grizz's office. Sorry it took a while, but you know how it is. It'll be an even longer trek back to our new HQ.
Fine, I haven't walked today. He laughs and motions to the nearby building. It stood out from the rest in both quality and size.
It's time for you to tell us what's going on. I hate being left in the dark like this. You know that.
Of course. You know I'm a man of my word. I just didn't like talking about the stuff in the town square.
He cracks his knuckles like he's preparing for something. He faces towards I always want to say towards. I don't know why. He faces toward the lesser Fortame and myself with a smile. It's almost like he assumes that Ulrich and Pro are up to speed.
Well, as you know, Mazio is rampant with piracy. All of that chaos needs some sort of order, right? 2 pirates have risen to the challenge, Alex and Nada. Unifying all the pirates isn't an easy task, but they did it. They have established trade routes in the largest fleet in the world. We want to strike a deal with them and gain some ships. Easy, right?
I like ships. Do you like ships?
When we attack Balteus, we won't be able to hold back. Having enough ships to carry our massive army over is essential. And if we can get the pirates to fight with us, even better. Grizz made it clear that he wants to cut a deal. In order to win them over, we'll need to bend to their will. However, after learning that Alex and Nada have started to fight, now we have to choose who we side with. They both want different things, but they both offer ships. That's why we're here. I imagine they're waiting inside.
So, just to be clear, we have on one side Jack Sparrow, and on the other side Blackbeard, but in woman form. He speaks with such a passion and enthusiasm, it's enthralling. It was clear that he truly cared for Alestia and its people.
The future of Mazeo is likely going to change. It's so exciting. I'll negotiate with them and Grizz will make any necessary decrees. I just want my favorite people present. So that's why you're all here.
Oh no, favorism. He smiles and turns back to Ulrich and Pro.
I trust there aren't any objections.
It's like holding a blade to your throat, going like, any objections? Ulrich scoffs, crossing his arms.
You sure upped the scale of our attack. I thought we just planned to steal a few ships, but now you want an entire fleet? What changed?
You know, it's a bit immersion breaking when it says that he crosses his arms, which he did in the previous picture, and then it changes to not crossing arms. It's a minor mistake.
We need to give this our all if we're going to win. But remember, we have a world to reshape when we're done. Striking a deal with the pirates is something that needs to happen. I mean, we could wait until after the war, but if we do it now, we stand a better chance of winning. Plus, the people need to know that we're capable rulers too.
And I'm a professional streamer. That's why I just noticed that I should change my category. I'm so good. At least I noticed. This will happen many times more. We gonna continue. Yay! Just chatting, playing a furry visual novel. Yes.
Fair enough. I concede.
On your knees. Ulrich smiles, the promise of more power and might appealing his curiosity.
That's brilliant, Domek! Taking care of 10 problems with one move, as usual. I'm just glad that they get to see for themselves now.
He motions to Valessa, Fortame, and I. Subtitles? Lesser full-time. So Valessa is now lesser, and Fortame is full-time. Wow. That seemed like a sound strategy, to be honest. Gain military might and prove himself capable of leadership. The people would need to know what he's worth following. Releasing Macea from the grip of the Triumvirate would be a great start. And thankfully, Grizz was on our side. This wouldn't be possible otherwise.
Well, I guess it's time. I'm a little nervous, but I'll manage.
Breaks down. With a quick smirk, he's on his way inside. Pro and Ulrich go too, expecting us to follow suit.
Man, things are sure busy around here. Hope we get to rest when we get to our HQ.
Come on, Fortum. It's interesting. We're watching history in the making here.
If it's history, then it'll be in a book. I'd just sleep and read it when I get up.
They talk amongst themselves as they enter Grizz's house. I guess I should hurry in, so I don't miss anything. But I wanna look at this wonderful tree. Grizz's house has a massive tree right next to it. At the very top, I can see some apples growing. Apples. Perhaps those are the same ones Fortim likes? Either way, they seem well maintained and fresh. Perhaps this is Grizz's food of choice as well. Who knows? Signs point to every possible direction. This reminds me of signs on a road. and I mean street, not road, that says, "This place, every direction." Yes, those signs are the best signs on a road. Like, Rome, every direction. Extremely helpful. And yes, that's no joke, they exist. They are labeled things like town square and residential district. A couple of others say docks and church of the triumvirate. I guess it was easy to find directions in Maseo. It seems like the Rebel HQ is in the opposite direction. Rebel HQ this way. As I've learned, it's located in tunnels underneath the church. But stealing the tunnels underneath the Triumvirate's church? Something about that seems incredibly risky to me. I'm sure Damek knows what he's doing, though. Yes. The residential district seems to go on forever. Which is funny, because they said like the residential district is like a really small portion of Museo. But it's all flat. There's no elevation like in Valinor. Back at home, social status was determined by how high you live. Like in the real world. If you live in a skyscraper, you have a higher social status, right? It's reflected in the prices. The elder lives right at the top since he's the most important. I was given a house right next to the main street, an easy walk to Milas's. I wonder how social status is determined in Museo. Maybe I'll ask Damek. Let me guess. People who have big heads are wealthy, and the bigger the head, the higher the social status. Oh wait, that's not the church. Chris's house is much more impressive than the others. It stands out tall, but it's easily twice as wide. You must have tons of free space in there. How to spot an expensive shop. Look inside. Is there a lot of space and very little of actual products and items in there? It will be expensive. Anything else? Nope. When I enter Grizz's house, I'm taken aback by how massive it is. A front desk, probably for his assistant, rests near the front door. But behind it's a massive atrium with a staircase leading up. I'm willing to bet that Grizz's office is at the top of that staircase. I look around and find Damek, Ulrich and Pro chatting with a woman. This must be the assistant that Damek mentioned earlier. After noticing me enter, she quickly approaches us. Valessa and Fortame retreat behind me, leaving me in charge. I take a step forward and introduce myself to her without hesitation.
I've heard so much about you, Seer. It's a pleasure to finally meet you in person.
Hey. She puts her hand forward and I give her a firm handshake. Or this? Valessa and Fortame seem immediately at ease as she is very friendly. For a moment, I'm not entirely sure what they were expecting.
I'm guessing that's the Blade of Exodus.
No, this is the blade of Exodia. She tilts her head toward my back.
You can take that cloak off in here, by the way. Everybody in this office knows what's going on. There's no need to hide around Grizz, or myself.
I nod and remove the makeshift hood covering my head. I feel the fresh Messian air on my face for the first time.
Come back here with the rest of us, alright? I think they're almost ready to head upstairs.
She motions to the main landing area of the atrium. We move past her desk, which acts almost like a barrier. I'm assuming she acts as Grizz's guard as well, standing watch. After a few moments, we regroup with the others. They're talking amongst themselves, but Lilith brings them to an end. Clapping her hands together once, and very loudly, their attention is grabbed.
Sorry, Lilith. Just lots to think about at the moment. I'm almost nervous to walk up there, if I'm honest.
There's no need to be nervous, Dominic. It won't be any different from the last time you were here. Just a few added bodies, that's all. Not the end of the world.
We murdered some people, it's okay.
I just don't want to make the wrong choice. There's a lot riding on this, Lilith.
Where's my mouse? There we go.
Have you made the wrong choice in the past?
Yes.
Well, I don't think so.
Then you'll be fine. Besides, Alex and Nada aren't too bad. They're both playing ball to get what they want. That means they'll have to be on their best behavior. So if being in the presence of pirates was a worry for...
Oh, no, that's not it at all. I'm more than happy to work with the pirates. You're right, though. I have a good track record.
He lets out a nervous laugh before looking up to the top of the stairs.
I guess that'll have to do. Are they ready?
I'm in danger.
Yeah, they're expecting all of you. It might be a bit crowded, but you'll manage.
Did you happen to overhear anything? You know, so I don't go in blind?
Unfortunately, no. They're being very discreet.
Oh well, worth a shot. I guess it's finally time to do this. Are you ready, everybody?
He looks at all of us, one by one, and we nod. I can tell he's trying to delay this, but I'm not sure why.
Grizz will give me a debriefing when you're done. I know you're busy, so after this, just go on your way. Lots to do and little time to do it, right?
She glances at me and the sword on my back before walking away. It seemed this quick detour wasn't going to be quick at all. During these negotiations, everything could change. Hopefully, Damek would be able to get what he needs. I just hope that the pirates' demands aren't too extreme. With the high ground, they had the right to request anything. Anything. Pirates go like, Grizz, we want a calendar for the next year. You, naked, every month. This is our demand. We all look at the top of the stairs, ready to get things moving. This would be a very important moment for Damek and the rebels. But at the end, we shouldn't keep Grizz waiting for too much longer. But we have to look around. There's a book sitting wide open on one of the desks. It seems to be a news article and recently written too. I inspect it further and learn that it details Mazeo's piracy.
The blurred lines of piracy. The pirates of Mazeo undertake the importing and exporting of illicit goods. Everything else is handled by the Mazeo Shipping Company, and there is little else that divides the two factions. They both have established trade routes, a large group of workers and clients all over Alestia. Many people see the pirates as harmless individuals, simply looking to make a living by seizing opportunities that others don't. The way that pirates are treated today is vastly different than before the Triumvirate's occupation of Mazeo. Was that intentional? We have to wonder if this was the Triumvirate's goal. When asked his opinion on this matter, the local pirate lord Alex had this to say. I find it hard to believe that a small piece of paper is all that stands in the way of me and my people living an honest life. We don't hurt anybody or put anyone in danger. The people of Mazeo are clinging to a legal decree that makes no sense. I'd like to see the trade bans lifted and me and my people introduced into society as honest workers. That is my dream, and I continue to fight for it. When asked for her opinion, Nada, the other pirate lord, refused to comment.
Thank the Fluffles. I guess things are more complex than I thought. It's almost like Alex is fighting for more rights. All that divides the groups is one piece of paper. The one piece. Why is One Piece still going? It's a piece of paper. That's it. The greatest treasure in the entire world. A piece of paper. Important papers are strewn about the desk. It's not my business to read them, but curiosity overtakes me. I slowly approach the desk and try my best to make out what I can. It seems to be a bunch of papers regarding upcoming shipments. It's correspondence between Grizz and the Mazeo shipping company. No matter. Underneath those papers is letters. Look, this is the point where I always say, like, English is not only difficult, and even native English speakers tell me English is stupid and difficult sometimes, but saying underneath those papers, plural, and then say is. Letters, plural. So, I'm gonna go with this. This is a minor spelling mistake. Here we go. It's the end. This is the beginning of the end. Underneath those papers are letters between Grizz and the Triumvirate.
Hey, get away from there. Those papers aren't for your eyes. That's top secret. Only for the mayor.
What if I close my eyes but touch it with my hand? Then why leave them open? But then why leave them out in the open like that? Before I can continue, she gathers them up and takes them away. She's running all over the place. Lilith must be a busy girl. That's the door that leads to Grizz's office. Quite the dramatic sight, if you ask me. It definitely makes him feel important. Underneath the stairs rests some sort of contraption. If I had to guess, it would be a statue representing a spirit idol. Not really. There's an artist's name and date on it. It must have been expensive. Okay, we read that. That's not a door, but okay. Okay, time for talk.
Hey, Lilith.
Hey.
Yeah?
Is there a library in Mazeo? Like, a place to read up on the spirits? I have some stuff I'd like to look into.
Unfortunately, no. The Triumvirate seized all of that long ago. Rumor has it they've stuffed it all in Balteus.
You mean at the Grand Library?
Yeah, but I don't know for sure. It's just ancient rumors at this point.
Ancient?
There's a group of people that say so, yeah. They think life existed on Alestia before the Triumvirate. When they took over, they just stole any writing saying otherwise.
That's impossible.
Hey, I didn't say they were a smart group, but nobody's been to the Grand Library to see. The Triumvirate keeps such a tight grip on Balteus.
So they can't prove their theories. But at the same time, we can't disprove them.
Exactly. Unless you visit the Grand Library. You are going to Balteus, right?
That's the end goal, yeah.
Then maybe we'll find out soon. Whatever knowledge they have in there, we deserve to know. I'm sure Domic will open its doors to everybody after the war.
Who do you side with, Lilith?
What do you mean? Like, between Alex and Nada?
Yeah, the pirates. I was just curious, that's all.
Well, I don't know their demands. That would play a big part in my choice. But even then, it's not my place to decide.
Oh, I'm not asking you to decide. It's just a hypothetical question.
Because he's lost and doesn't know with whom he would side.
Hey, take your time. It's not an easy decision after all.
Alex, hands down.
Or you could answer instantly. But why Alex? What makes him better?
He treats me with respect, that's what. Nada, on the other hand, well, that's a different story. The way I look at things, there's two types of people. Those that use others as stepping stones for success, and those that respect others, rising to the top together. Nada is the former, and Alex is the latter. She's ruthless.
And here's a little lesson for you. If you ever have a team, if you ever are a boss of something, understand this. The people below you, the workers, the other people that you are leading, are the ones that give you the strength to move forward, whatever you're doing. And here's the difference between a usual boss and one that understands his role as a boss. It means that you, as a boss, you don't really stand higher than them. You are the person who needs to put the foot down in dire times and decide what to do and who is going to do what and who needs to do what. So the group is not falling apart. So the project is not falling apart. That means that you will help them to achieve this goal. You help. You are not just running around and throwing commands at them and telling them you need to do this and you need to do this while you go back to your office and think like, yeah, I was so good. I gave them directions. Like, no, this is the time where you help them to do their job. So if they need help, go there, help out. That is important. You're not gonna be the first people. If imagine you are trying to reach the summit of a mountain. You're not the person who is first there. You are the person then who is at the back, making sure that everybody is going to reach the summit. And then, let's say you succeed with your project or whatever, when you receive praise for your section, your team, whatever project you're running, it's not you who's standing there and getting all the praise and like, I did so well. No, this is the moment where you step back, put everyone in front and say like, these guys made it possible. They deserve your respect. They did this. I was just helping out to make everybody reach this goal. That is an actual good boss. And you can apply this anywhere. And believe me, if you do, then the people will respect you. And if you have the respect from people, then they will enjoy working with you together. And then they will also not feel like that you're commanding them around. They know you understand what it means to lead In dire times you do more, so they can do more. That everybody deserves the praise, not just you. The reason you have the role of a leader is because you have shown that you have the skill and the capabilities and the talent to make people understand that there is a goal and how to pursue this goal, and you are able to help them out so you can together get to that goal. This is sadly something a lot of people who are in the role of a boss do not understand. That's why you often encounter this in workplaces where you say like, I basically like my workplace, but I don't like the manager or the boss because they act like assholes. Because they do not understand their role. I wish it was different, because it would make a lot of workplaces much better. End of intermission. Let's keep continuing.
She's pretty much double-crossed everybody but Grizz. If that ever happens, trust me, I won't be surprised at all.
How do we know we can trust her then?
Well, her and Alex have the edge in negotiations. They have what we want, so they can demand anything. I have no doubt that Nada will try to gain power and influence. These are the things she'd usually stab others in the back for, but now she has an opportunity to get it just by helping Grizz.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. She's only in it to get what she wants.
Yeah, and Alex, on the other hand, I'm sure his demands will benefit more than him. That's just the type of guy he is, so I like him more.
All right. Thanks for the information.
No problem, little one.
He has a name, by the way. I think that's all here. Let's make a save. Yes. You know, huge building, right? And then you enter this small little office. It's kind of funny. We all entered the office in sync, and everyone inside stares at us. It's odd, but at first glance I can tell exactly who everybody is. Nada takes a few steps forward, a sly smirk on her face.
Late, are you? Good to know your word is trustworthy. It's not like this is important or anything like that.
Okay, Karen. It's clear bait, and Demek doesn't take it at all. Instead, he smirks back and approaches Grizz and the pirates.
Actually, this meeting doesn't start until I arrive. So, Nada, you're actually early. Very obedient of you. A bit softer than your reputation cites, but I'll let it slide.
Ouch, getting burned. She struggles to conjure up a comeback and simply shrugs. Demek approaches Grizz's desk and waves us all over. It isn't much longer until we are all cramped together.
Grizz, I'd like to introduce you to the seer.
Say my name. I take a step forward and offer a hand. Wait. I take a step forward and offer a paw to Grizz. He rises from his chair and gives my paw a firm shake.
It's an honor to meet you, Seer. And those two must be your friends.
I nod as he looks at Valessa and Fortane.
Say, have you three been to Mazeo before? I can't put my finger on it, but you look familiar.
I'm your mom. I shake my head, and he promptly returns to his chair. He looks at all of us one by one and lets out a loud sigh.
Oh well, not that it matters anyway. I'd like to thank you all for coming to my office. Today we discuss the matter of Damek and the pirates.
What have you got for me, Grizz? Surely you have their demands laid out on the table.
Yes, of course. I made them write up their demands in private. I didn't want them influencing each other in any certain direction.
He points to two pieces of paper resting on his table. They're turned upside down, so nobody could read them.
Here's how this is going to work. Neither pirate knows which paper is theirs. Damek, you and your allies are to read each one. Afterwards, each pirate is to explain their demands out loud. This is to make sure they haven't gotten greedy or changed their mind. We also need some witnesses, which is why I had you bring some friends. At that point, Damek may converse with his allies. When a decision is made, we will both sign the chosen demands. To avoid any conflict, neither pirate will learn if they were chosen.
That is just not possible, because at some point when they start the war, the other pirate will know.
When everybody leaves, the demands will be mailed back. The pirate that receives a signed paper today will know they were chosen. There is no time for drama or infighting on my property. Understand?
I understand.
Damek looks over to Nada and Alex, awaiting their approval.
Yeah, I understand.
Me too.
Are you Alex? We've seen you before. Okay. Damek places his paws on the desk, looking over the papers. But before taking any actions, he turns his head towards me.
Seer,
Toward
I'd
me?
like your input on this. You're no stranger to tough decisions, right?
Haha, I'm in danger. Turns around, runs away. Like so brave Robin.
And from what I've heard, we share some common views. It couldn't hurt to get a second opinion from someone like you.
I nod and walk up to the desk, standing beside him. We stare down at the two papers, hesitant.
You may begin the first phase. Remain silent, but read the papers over.
How could they? A few moments later, Damek grabs one of the papers. He inches closer to me and slowly turns it around. It's Alex's offer. He wants the trade bans to be lifted from Maseo. If this is done, the pirates must be all offered jobs in the Maseo shipping company. Piracy will be no more, and Maseo will turn into a nation of free trade. In exchange, he can offer the ships and crew for those who side with him. This makes up approximately 35% of the total pirates in Maseo. He cannot guarantee how Nada's followers will react to this change. Damek places the paper face down and quickly grabs the other one. He shows no expression, wearing the perfect poker face. Do they even know poker in this world? Interesting map there. Especially interesting because it looks like the UK map, just reversed. Oh well. Turning the paper around, it's time to see the other half. It's Nada's offer. She wants Maseo to be divided into two. If this is done, all the pirates will move to a new nation out of Maseo's way. Of course, she must be declared head of this new pirate nation. Furthermore, her demand include more details about the division of Maseo. It's done so in a fashion that gives both sides equal market and residential space. Maseo currently owns all of this, so it would negatively affect the nation. In exchange, she can offer approximately 65% of the total pirates in Maseo. This includes a massive arsenal of ships, making Alex's offer seem inconsequential. Both demands share one thing in common: pirates' criminal records are to be wiped. Ermac places the second paper face down and shrugs.
Well, I guess that's it then.
Grizz nods.
Indeed. We can move on to Phase 2. Alex and Nada, it's your turn to step forward. Your verbal demands must match the papers.
In response to Grizz's order, they both step forward. This whole thing seemed incredibly well thought out. There was no room for error in any possible way.
My demands are quite simple, actually. All pirates will have their criminal records erased. Furthermore, the trade bans will be lifted from Maseo. Pirates will be publicly pardoned and no longer ostracized. They will be offered jobs within the Maseo Shipping Company. Our clients, our cargo, and our trade routes will all carry over as well. This will reintroduce us to society and legitimize all of our efforts. Maseo will be free as it once was, and as it always should be. In exchange, I offer 35% of Mazeo's pirates and their ships.
He takes a few steps back, crossing his arms. Nada scoffs before vocalizing her demands.
I can offer the other 65%. I think that puts me a cut above Alex.
This certainly gets a reaction from the others in the room. However, we can't get won over by numbers. We were deciding the future of Maseo.
I also want all criminal records expunged. However, my other demands are a bit more extreme. I want Maseo divided in half. I want a new nation born. All pirates will be moved to this new nation under my lead. Maseo will no longer be able to interfere with our work. I will determine where the nation is split in half. I want both residential and commercial land. We will be given everything we need to live happily. That is my demand. A new nation built for piracy.
She steps back, content with what she said. Grizz turns to face Damek and myself again.
Does that align with the demands on paper?
It does.
Yes, I believe it does. What was the next step again?
You may take some time to think. Talk with your allies, and then give me an answer.
Oh, right, sorry. My mind is all over the place. There's no need to think. I already have my answer.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, of course. This one was simple for me.
I will force all the pirates to do my work. He crosses his arms and turns to face me.
Well, what about you? Who would you choose?
But you have already decided. Why do I choose now? That makes no sense. Artificial decisions. So let me hear it. What would your decisions be, Aldrich and Vernoise? I'm curious. Doesn't mean I'm gonna choose what you have chosen. I know what I'm going to choose, but I wanna hear. Aldrich? Well, I don't know if he's listening in or not. I don't know. Sorry. They. Aldrich, do you have any opinion on this? Bit of noise, said Alex. Well, I have to imagine that he's AFK or something, which is okay. Could I stop say he, they? Seems like Aldrich is AFK or something. Okay. I also agree with you, Viv Noise. I would pick Alex. I mean, sure, it's less pirates, but for the future of Museo, this is the better choice. The interesting part is now this. I'm going to choose this, and this has impact in the entire game. So I'm also curious if this is gonna be a purity choice instead of a corruption choice. We shall see. I point to the paper that contained Alex's demands. Demek laughs, then gives me a wide smile.
Great minds think alike, I suppose. Good to know we have the same idea. Let's sign this one, Grizz. It's my final choice.
He points to the same paper, and Grizz brings out a quill. They waste no time in signing it, making it an official decree. After that, Grizz rolls both papers up and seals them with wax.
Nada, Alex, thank you both for your kind offers. I'll have these mailed back to you right away. You'll know within a few hours, I'm sure.
Sounds good to me.
This one's as good as mine.
Yes. After saying their final words, they both leave. An awkward silence overtakes the room.
You're all free to talk again, you know. We just didn't want Alex and Nada to know Domek's choice.
After hearing that, everybody is at ease. Talking amongst themselves, they theorize who we chose. Who could it be? Ah! Like, yeah, very difficult. You know, the other part is this. Like, it makes sense to choose this. Very much so. The problem is this. And this is the biggest problem, which Grizz didn't include in those negotiations. He should have included that both parties have to adhere to a simple rule. And that rule would be, there will be no revenge, no interference, or anything like that when not chosen. And he didn't do that. So therefore, we have a chance that Nada is going to side with the triumvirate and attack us. She has all the reason to. She has nothing to lose. She has more ships. And she can take Museo if she wants to. It's not a problem.
Well, Domek?
Who did you choose?
Oh, you'll find out soon enough. Sorry for this little detour, everybody. We can make our way back to HQ now. Though I think we should cut through the docks. It's crowded, but it will make for a nice shortcut. We're already running behind schedule.
He sneers at Pro, who quickly backs off. Ulrich takes the message as well and stops asking.
I hope we got what you needed, Domek. Attacking Balteus will be no easy feat.
We'll be more than fine, Grizz. I trust you can handle things from here?
Of course, but there may be some contempt coming. Don't be surprised if Alex or Nada comes fuming to you.
Oh, she will.
Of course. Thank you so much, Grizz. We couldn't do this without you.
Don't worry about it. Just make sure I don't regret this. Crossing the Triumvirate is a bad idea.
You will regret this because you didn't do this rule thing I just explained.
You won't, I promise. If you'll excuse us, though, we need to go. I still have to give them the grand tour after all.
Whoops. Sorry about that. Chris not, and it seems we are dismissed. I guess our next step was to head to the docks. Damek sure seems excited about this tour.
All right, let's go. I'll make the announcement back at HQ. We have a new ally and a lot more power.
Yay, troop morale is at 100%. Can I go to 110? He holds a closed fist up to his chest, resolute.
We're going to do this. I know it.
And with that, it's time to get things on the move. I'd finally start training and see the rebellion's new HQ. Fate of Mazeo. It has been decided. I start to inspect the bookshelf, but Chris quickly stops me.
Hey, don't touch any of that. This is my office, you know.
Crosses his arms and I back away from the shelf. Something tells me I wouldn't want to get on his bad side or open secret doors. Chris's desk reminds me of Milus's place. It's messy, but he still has it under control. Everything is where it needs to be, and it works. Yes, personal chaos, everybody has it. There are a ton of papers on the floor. I inspect them closer. They're all dated for today. Could Grizz's job really be that busy? Wow. I look over at Fortame and he's shaking. I can tell the mess is bothering him. It's not only the mess that should bother him. This is basically his future. I want to become a leader, then I can do things. Sitting in an office, signing papers. Because that is a lot of things you will do as a leading character. Yay! But he also knows he can't touch it. We all know he still can do this. All we have to do is to put the maiden dress on him. Grace's office seems to overlook the Mazian docks, a massive shipyard full of impressive vessels. I see people loading them up, preparing shipments. I wonder how he could work next to such a loud place. It shows no sign of slowing down, and it's very busy. We'd be heading there next, and I couldn't wait. A map of Alestia, or the UK. I see everything on here. London, Scotland, Welsh, Wales, I'm sorry, not Welsh. Valinor, Miseo, Alarenthia, and Balteus. Only the west remains unmapped. Interesting. Why? Vicious storms and unruly waters get in the way. Okay, that makes it logical. It's unlikely that anything is out there, though. This is our planet. There's one continent, and the rest is water. Until someone took the risk and ends up in India. Except it wasn't India. Oh. Okay. I think that's everything on here.
Hey, Grizz,
Yes?
what's with that sheep around your neck?
Oh, you mean Lassiter?
I guess?
When I was younger, I used to be a shepherd. But that didn't last long before I served the Triumvirate. They made me kill all my sheep before they accepted me.
Why? That makes no sense. Bob, we are happy to announce that we will accept you into our company with your office job. But first, before we do that, we ask of you to slaughter your entire family. It's for the better, Bob. It's for the better.
What?
I guess it was to prove myself. You know, that I'd leave my old life behind. I did what they said, but I kept a souvenir.
Oh, I see.
It's always important to remember where you came from. Did you bring any souvenirs from Valenorth along with you?
Yes, a maiden dress.
Actually, no. Unless my clothes count.
And this maiden dress.
Depends who you're asking.
But, you know, I'm not actually leaving Valenorth behind. We'll save it, and go back one day. I know it. That's one of our goals during this journey.
I see.
Okay. Nothing new here. Nothing new here. Let me go a little bit back, just in case we have something new popping up. Just curious. Nothing here. Nothing new here. Okay. Wait. Ah, we have two choices now. The tavern and the docks. Let's first go to the tavern. That's a lot of alcohol there. This tavern is also very dark. As soon as we enter the tavern, the smell of ale assaults our noses. This wasn't anything like Peregrino. This was an entirely different level. Bottles of foreign alcohol line the shelves. I'd have no idea where to start looking.
Good call, Seer. No trip to Mazeo is complete without coming here. If it's time to relax for a bit, I'll just take a seat at the bar.
He gives me a sly smirk and immediately takes a seat. A bartender, who I can only describe as overwhelmed, takes his order. Pro takes a few steps forward and afterwards takes a deep breath.
You just can't beat that smell.
Nah.
If you need me, I'll just be checking my mail. I've been in Valenorth for a while. I'd hate to miss anything.
Opens his cell phone. Trotting off to the corner, he starts to inspect his mailbox. He has a mailbox inside the tavern? That's pretty strange. No, it's a good solution. Just think about it. Imagine the tavern is closed and then Amazon is coming. Goes like, oh god, I have a parcel here for you. Needs to go into your mailbox. They're breaking up the door to the tavern and then smash it into my mailbox. Yes, that's how it goes. Otherwise, why not have the mailbox outside, like every normal person? Shelves with letters and numbers line the back corner of the tavern. You must pay to have an anonymous address or something like that.
Taverns don't really do anything for me, Seer. I don't mean any offense by this, but I'll be waiting outside. That's not to rush your relaxation or anything. No, you deserve it.
With a smile, he slowly backs out of the tavern. I guess this would be a good chance to talk with Pro and Ulrich. We haven't really had enough time to get to know each other yet. Valessa and Fortame take a seat and start talking amongst themselves. I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world if we wasted a little bit of time here. Ulrich is chugging a large cup of ale and Pro is carefully reading over some letters. Some letters! Yes, letters.
So, you ever drink this stuff before?
No, because I don't drink. He motions up to the bar, gesturing, I hate this word, broadly at everything. I've never seen bottles of alcohol like that, so I'm totally clueless. We're in a completely different region of Alestia. It's all new to me.
You'll have to join me. I can pick out the good stuff. Without me, you'd just be wasting time. Half the stuff on display isn't even that good. To be honest, they keep a lot of the good stuff down there.
He points underneath the bar. I guess that makes sense. I guess that made sense.
Cheers, by the way.
Kampai. He holds up his glass before taking a huge swig of ale.
It just doesn't compare to what they had at Peregrino. Anyway, I'll let you take care of your business. I'm right here.
I examine the shelves, looking for anything of note. I don't find much, except for a piece on some new... By the way. Yes, that's me. God damn it, English. My bot is gone. Cool. Which one? I have more than one. I see them both here. What do you mean? Oh. Yeah. Now that you are actually mention it, interesting. Let me check that. That's strange. Well, I did disable it and enable it again. Well, we will we shall see if the bot returns. I mean, the bot is in the chat, but it seems the timers don't work. Maybe they work now, hopefully. Regardless, cheers. Well, and if the bot doesn't work, guess the bot earned some time off. Who knows? Except for a piece on some current news. It couldn't hurt to get a better perspective on Alestia's current state. Resting my back against the shelf, I start to read. Here we go. It seems to be about Alarinthia, Ulrich's homeland. Apparently, things aren't going very well over there. How unsurprising. Oh.
Alarinthia's civil conflict. Could the next tournament held in Alarinthia's Colosseum be the last? That's the hope of a new uprising run by a mysterious woman known only as Vivian. Wanting to change Alarinthia's form of government into something more modern, she hopes to bring peace and organization to the otherwise savage lands. While the current tribe leader of Alarinthia has always had the ability to change the rules, none have been interested in anything other than retaining their leadership and proving their strength in Alarinthia's deadly arena tournaments. If Vivian's forces were victorious, she would have the ability to completely rewrite the rules that govern Alarinthia. However, because she is approaching the upcoming tournament with brains rather than brawn, it would require a miracle to secure victory. Chances are, Alarinthia will likely remain under the grip of Draku's strength. However, Vivian's ideals are likely to live on. Perhaps one day things will change. A recent Mazayan news article.
And why would I say then it's grim news? That is not grim news or bad news. I wonder who this Vivian is. Ulrich would definitely side with someone like her. He thinks that Alarinthia should be more like the mainland.
So, are you having a drink?
Yes. I will drink you.
No, I'm good. There's too much to focus on.
I'm being ignored.
You gotta do it sometime, you know?
Maybe after all this blows over.
That could take forever. You should take some time to unwind.
Are you getting something?
Yeah, I'm still deciding though. I don't know any of this stuff on the menu. It's like we're in a completely different world.
Didn't Ulrich have to buy you that apple earlier? Where are you getting the money to order this stuff?
Oh, good question. I'm used to the way things are in Valenorth. Almost everything is provided to us because of our roles.
Yeah, fair enough. Maybe you should go sweet talk Ulrich. If it's on him, maybe I'll consider trying something.
Sounds good. I think he likes me, so this'll be easy. Wait here. We'll try the fanciest thing on the menu.
Instantly abuses his power.
So,
No, I'm good.
you gotta do it
Maybe after all.
That could take forever.
Are you?
Yeah.
Didn't
Oh,
Yeah, fair.
sounds good.
Okay. I think that's all in the environment. With whom do you want to start with noise? Ulrich or Pro? This partially looks like a photo with a Photoshop filter. I'm sorry, this character doesn't exist yet in the game. Okay. I sit down beside Ulrich and look over at him. A couple empty glasses strewn about signal that he's already had a few. However, I like how my subtitles actually understand that however means however. However, he doesn't seem to show it. Not at all. He's calm and collected.
Hey, Seer, come to join me? I can recommend a few drinks if you'd like. Do you want something strong or should we start weak?
Hey. Hey. Very nice. It's your choice. Hehe. Da, 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 da. Ah. Ba, 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 ba. You are weak.
I guess we'll have to work our way up. Don't worry, you'll get to my level in no time.
Yes, because I hate my liver. He motions to the bartender, and a few moments later, I'm given a glass. Ulrich watches me with a smirk as I take a large swig and swallow it down. It tastes like nothing. Practically water. Weak as actual. Weak was actually an understatement. Yet that's not. That's not exactly a good thing. Have you ever tried sake? You would know how easily alcohol can go down, especially if it has no alcoholic taste.
Wish you went for the stronger one? Trust me, I started out the same way. Sometimes you just need to dive in. Want another one? What are you in the mood for?
Again, very nice. I'm curious. I'm actually curious. Is this an emote that you are using when there's like an X3, X2? Is this an emote? Is this like an... Or is that just my chat that is doing this? Oh! Do you know what I'm talking about? I will show you. Do you see this? That's what I see in one of my chats. When you keep writing sometimes it says x2, x3. Is that an emote or emoji or whatever? Wait, because it's funny. I only see this in my stream because of you. I've never seen this on Twitch, ever. So you see this in your own chat as well. Okay, so only I see it. Funny. I don't understand why. The thing is this, I see it only in the chat where I'm logged in, aka on Twitch. I have another chat where I'm not logged in. I don't see it there. I wonder if this is a moderation function that just tells me like this person has repeated a similar sentence or word for multiple times. Now I see OX2. I think it counts similar things you say throughout the chat and tells me how many times you have inputted that in the chat. This is so weird. But good to know. It's probably a moderation feature. No, this time I don't see anything. Most likely because you inputted X1000. Anyway. Here we just a bit stronger. Okay. Just a bit stronger, not too much. Yes, we go with this, as you said. Good.
All right, one step at a time. Hold on, I'll get you something special. Once again, he motions to the bartender and I'm given a drink. This one is tinted red, like a fruit. Perhaps it wouldn't be too bad. As time passes, I notice him start to exhibit signs of inebriation. I grip the glass and take a large swig. It's very fruity. There's a bit of a burn, but it's nothing too bad. I drink it all. Slamming the glass down on the table, I declare my victory. Okay, that one was easy. But like I said, one step at a time. The night is just getting started.
You are aware that your boss is outside of the tavern, so we take time and stay here for the next 10 hours? Something like that. Who fucking needs sleep? He crosses his arms and stares at me with a blank look. But soon after, his facial expression becomes more stern. It's clear that that the drinks are starting to hit him, and fast.
I guess I'll stop messing with you for now. Truth is, I just wanted to see how much you could handle. It's a good test, a nice judge of character, and you passed.
Yay! He was testing me?
You learn a lot about someone by how they hold their liquor. You're strong, at least. You have a strong will. I respect that. This is part of how they do things back in Alarinthia.
He calls me weak.
I know I say I hate it, and I truly do, but some of its culture sticks with me. You left Valenorth, so it'll likely be the same.
He waves to the bartender, who brings him another drink. Honestly, I'm surprised he's still coherent. That's crazy. It's crazy! Swigging it down, he lets out a sigh of complete content.
Sorry for rambling on like that. If there's anything I hate, it's a one-sided conversation. Is there anything you want to ask me? Right now, I'm an open book.
I will tell you everything. Everything. It's time, Noise. It's time for X4. Because this is still gonna be your choice. Streamer is so mean to his chat. Oh, X1000. Sounds like a product. Our new SOC. Oh, X1000. Bum bum. I mean, I guess maybe Uvu? What's gonna be next? Public hand-holding? Disgusting. That's a joke for anybody who didn't notice. You will that one. You mean minor spelling mistake? There's no option to do hand holding. Yes. I'm not confused. You just didn't make a choice. You're trying to push it off. That's all. This is your time to shine, to make the right decision. It's okay, the decision will only influence the further choices and future with this character. No pressure. Haha. See this? Our choice with the pirates gave us 10% purity, just what I expected. Dang! What will it be? Door number 1. Box A. Or book 59.C. Sadly, you are mistaken. Since I was an hour late, I will stream an hour longer. So it would be 1 hour and 20 minutes. Isn't it great? Your plan just got foiled. So mean. Oh no! No, in all honesty, please make a choice. Why are people like that? People are like that and go like, and now you have to make a decision. No, not a decision. Ooh, ah. I hate decisions. Look, all you have to do is to imagine you're playing this game, not me. What would you choose? See, that's a decision. No, you just made the decision, and that is all I wanted from you. You just chose this. This is the decision we're gonna make. Tell me about your love life, Ulrich, which doesn't exist.
There isn't one to talk about, but that's by choice. I prefer to keep things casual without any strings. I have my reasons, but it served me just fine.
He smiles at me and takes another swig of his drinks. Drink!
Don't worry, I've definitely noticed your interest. So that's why I'm making things as clear as possible. Knowing that, do you really want to continue down this path?
Isn't it great? Here's your next choice. And to make this more easy, you can tell me, what would you choose? Or you could tell me, which one wouldn't you choose? Thank you, watchers. You can skip ahead the next 30 minutes. It's fine. Hi, YouTube. Wonderful. What is this? The game just dropped to 55 frames per second. That's not acceptable in a visual novel with a static image. Oh no, X2. Decision desk calls for a bit of noise to make a decision. How did this happen to me? Why I'm here, forced to make a decision on a game that is so mean. Well, I didn't have pairs in mind, I just played a game. The only difference is I have more information than you do about all of that. That's the only difference, but it doesn't matter to me. I just played a game. All I did was informing you that I have this knowledge. That's all. I told you about that knowledge, and I gave you the option if you want to know that knowledge, you can ask. It's fine, I will tell you. But only if you want to. Okay, I can tell you. So, there are only 2 pairings that can go for an polyamorous relationship in this game. And one pair is Fortame and Ulrich. And the other pair is Valessa and Fortame. Which is gonna be your final decision? Will you stay with your first decision here? Or should I change that? Up to you. Ba, ba, da, 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 da. Yes, the only 2 pairings for 3 people involved in a relationship is Fortame and Ulrich with me, or Valessa and Fortame with me. Otherwise, there is no triple pairing possible. Every other romance option is singular. Hey look, my bot is working again. Hooray! Good job, me. Good job, you, for noticing it. Ba, 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 ba. So here's the question. You stay with the second choice? Do you want to change it? You don't know. I could always force all the choices for pro onto you as well. Why do you think I chose... Like, why do you think I asked you to make a choice which character? It's more interesting this way. So what do you choose? Second or first option? Or what would you not choose? Ba-da-bum. Da-da-da-da-da. I'll skip the third option. So I'm gonna take the second option, right? Since you skipped the third. And you have chosen the second, and not the first. Now I just need to decide the rest of the game. Easy. So we stay with the second choice. Ba-ba. Let's vote. How is a vote going between two people to actually work? There's like a low chance that it works. If you want to vote, then give me your answer. What you would vote. What you would vote. Blah, blah, blah. I'll throw a coin. Fine. I mean, that's a possibility. Go ahead. Good thing you can do that with virtual coins these days. Where was that? Ah, yeah, that was in the other game. Huh. La 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 la. That is the longest coin throw in existence. There's also a stream delay, but that stream delay has been passed by now. It was Tails, so the second one, but is that the choice? Why are you doing this? Why are you a kobold, a goblin, a gremlin? Why are you doing this? Because making choices in your life is a good thing to do. Never decide what to do will never push you anywhere in life. It's static, and static is not life. Static is stone, and even stone moves. Why do you ask me I'm doing this to you? Like, I'm giving you the choice to have an influence in this gameplay because the game gives me these options, those options to do this. Unlike other games where I am playing the games and you cannot do much about it, what I'm doing. And this time you have an influence. This is a stream where interaction with chat is a positive thing because people love to interact with the streamer and they also love to have a choice in the things that the streamer is doing. Granted, some people don't like that, but it's also good practice, regardless. If you ever think you're ruining this gameplay for me because you choose something different that I would choose, you are wrong. If I never wanted anyone to have an influence in any choices in this game, then I would just choose what I feel like. But I don't want to do that. Okay. So we're going to choose the first one. Okay. Yeah, I definitely do.
Good to know, because I share the same interest. When you live as long as I have, you pick up on these things. No need to make a big deal out of this. It's just fun. When we get back to our new HQ, Dominic will give you a tour. My doors are open. If you want to do this, I'll be there. Just don't tell anyone. You know how rumors spread. Either way, I think I've had enough. I'm gonna buy a bottle to bring to my chambers. Feel free to join me if you want to share another drink.
I nod and stand up, but all the drinks hit me at once. Oh yes. Welcome to Vertigo. I stumble back and Ulrich catches me, wrapping his arms around me.
Hey now, watch your step. The ground here could do some real damage.
Rather than letting go, he lets his hand wander around my body. Cheeky! My heart rate increases 110. And I feel his hot breaths strike my neck.
Actually, I think I'll get a few bottles for my place. Something tells me we'll be having more fun than I thought.
Wow. What is this, a furry con? A few moments later, before overstepping any boundaries, he lets me go. Buying a few bottles of wine, he keeps his word before moving on to other things. Socializing with the tavern patrons, it seemed like our moment was over. I guess we had to get things back on track. As enjoyable as that was, we had business to take care of. Hopefully, we had more time like this to unwind in the future. Here's one thing, and here's one thing. I don't know how the game is handling this. So the game already told us there are those heart-to-heart events, and it also told us there's like a final quest to all of that. So by those informations, my assumption is you can romance any character until you receive this final quest, because the final quest seems then to lock in your choice. That's how I understand this, and not that this is some kind of stat increasing race between romancing characters, and the one who has like the most hearts, so to say, is automatically the only one who gives you a final quest. But I don't know if that is true. The reason I say this is basically like not because of your choice. I say this because like, can you play the game and romance everybody through all their heart-to-heart conversations, and when they reach like the maximum, they give you the option to do the final quest. But if you deny it, you basically still can choose even characters that have yet to give you the final quest. That's what I mean. Pro rests his back against the mailboxes, sifting through letters. He must be pretty popular, as his paws were full of paper. I can't even imagine if I got that many letters in Valinor.
Oh, hey there.
He looks up at me, startled, and turns to face the mailboxes. As if in a rush, he starts putting various letters in various boxes. Wait, all those letters weren't actually his? All of those letters weren't actually his? Uh-oh.
Well, you caught me. Just don't tell anybody else, alright? This is one of the best ways to get information.
Ah. Considering that we had the scene with Gris in his office, where he took the papers and put a seal on it, which means wax, and a stamp, which it was in medieval times the thing to make sure that someone wouldn't break the seal and read the content of the paper. I can only imagine that if you have letters, they will do the same thing. So how is he actually opening those letters without making anybody suspicious that the letter has been opened before? Even if those letters do not have a seal, those letters need to be like, I don't know, glued together or anything. So, You can't just go through people's mail, bro.
You'd think so, but here we are. I've been doing it for years with no complaints. I just make sure the box owners aren't nearby. They all have schedules and jobs, you know? I have this thing down to a science. I'll never get caught. It's just a steady supply of juicy secret after juicy secret.
That's pretty. He turns back to the mailboxes and raids them once again. I guess he assumed it was okay, since I was one of his comrades. A big smile appears on his face as he borrows private information.
It's amazing what some of these people get up to. The most innocent people could be involved in awful things. See, I can beat blackmail, but these people can't. It's a good way to line the rebellion's coffers. So later today, I'm gonna pay this guy a visit.
Wow. He taps one of the papers in his hands. Oh, so it's not letters, it's just papers. That's even worse.
It would seem a reputable business owner is up to no good. I think he'd lose some business if people found out he worked with pirates. If I got him to pay me off, I could feed the rebellion for months, Seer.
He looks at me as if waiting for my approval.
Is everything okay? I'm not scaring you away, am I? This kind of stuff isn't for everybody.
Hmm. Hmm. You're not scaring me off. Let's do this.
Now you're talking. This'll be my biggest score in months. I'll get it done tonight, and then celebrate in my room back at HQ. Feel free to pay me a visit. I'd be down for some quality time together.
God damn it, I can't just go around and have... health improvements the entire night. I need also sleep.
I mean, you still want to be friends, right? I hope all this danger doesn't scare you away. I'm not like this all the time. Trust me, Seer.
Only 99% of the time. Hopefully we can be more than friends.
Wow, that's pretty forward. Does this danger stuff turn you on or something? You know what? Don't answer that. At least not here.
Don't put me in danger. I'm gonna...
Look, I have no idea what you're after. But to be honest, I don't know what I'm after either. If you want to pay me a visit later, we'll see what happens. My room back at HQ is pretty big and luxurious. We can crack open a bottle of wine to celebrate my big score. I'm not gonna promise any more than that, alright?
It says my big score. You know what I read? To celebrate my big nose. Why? Why did I read it like that? He carefully places the letters back in their respective mailboxes, clapping his hands together as if to brush off dust. He looks right at me. Squinting his eyes, it's almost like he's trying to judge or gauge me.
I gotta admit, you're a bit different than I expected. That's surprising, since I'm usually a good judge of character. You'd make an interesting subject to write about, you know.
I shrug, unsure how to respond to such a thing.
Now I'm getting ahead of myself. I apologize. Let's just stick to the plan. Bottle of wine, Rebel HQ. I have a new target, so I should probably get going.
He smiles at me and rests a paw on my shoulder.
There's not many people I can talk to about this kind of stuff. If I have to be honest, I'd say I'm kinda glad that you caught me. Next time we talk, it'll be your turn to spill some secrets. Alright?
In other words, he's a switch. I'm already regretting my choices, dang it. Ah. Don't regret. It's fine. Look, don't feel bad. I don't mind flirting with characters in this game. It's fine. I have not made any choices. You never know. He still owes me that dance. No matter what. And I mean, he will dance with me, and he will be wearing a maiden dress. With a sly smirk, he slowly walks away from the mailboxes. I guess now I know a little bit more about Pro's true nature. But in a time of war, I guess you had to resort to stuff like that. stomach must only allow it out of necessity. I'm sure Pro would stop this behavior once the war was over. So rather than condemn him, I chose to take him up on his offer. Learning more about him over a drink could prove to be entertaining. And at the end of the day, it wouldn't hurt to make another friend. I turned back to the tavern, ready to move on to the next step. Yeah. Okay. It shows me who's there. Okay, we have 100% morale, 20 corruption, 10% purity. We will dance with me in the maid outfit, and then Ulrich will break through the door and tell him I flirted, and then it's game over. Or is it? We will never, or maybe we will know. Who knows? To the dogs. When we arrive at the docks, we finally get an up close view of everything. It's a massive shipyard with vessels both arriving and departing. People run in every direction, a mixture of workers and pirates. I suppose they share the same workspace. It's interesting how I can discern a pirate from their clothes and demeanor. You know, interesting. Watch the stream. Streamer talks about Australians. And it's like, imagine an Australian. So has a certain kind of sense of humor, usually very sarcastic and so on. Cynical to some degree. Now imagine this, but smaller, more concentrate, and unfiltered, and you get an Australian child. This makes me think of that. It's like Australian children are pirates. That's why you know it. After a few steps into the shipyard, we are surrounded by tons of people.
Hey, stick close to me. Wouldn't want to get lost, right?
He inches closer to me and we make our way through the shipyard. It must be the busy hour or something, because we can barely move. People bump into us and apologize before moving on their way.
We're heading to that bridge up there.
He points forward to a bridge in the distance. At this rate, it would take hours to get there. Hours? I mean, I see the bridge. This is the bridge, right? That's not hours, even if there are a lot of people. Look out, those many people. Oh, I don't see them. So many people, I cannot see the people. For Tim lets out an exasperated sigh.
Seriously? How much longer is this gonna be?
My peats are hurting me. I can't feel my legs.
Oh, don't be so dramatic, Fortame. We'll be able to rest before you know it. Enjoy the journey. Mazeo is beautiful.